Hi folks, this is question 8. Jacob buys a new kayak in a shop. The kayak usually priced at 870. This price is reduced by 15% in a sale. I'd just do 870 times 15% or times 0.15 and figure out what it is. You get 13050 and then reduce that, so 870 minus 13050, that equals 739.50. That's how much it is after it's reduced to there. Then it gets another reduction. So now it's 10%. So now we just do 739.50 times 10% or times 0.1. We'll give us 73.95 and then subtract again. So 739.50 minus 73.95 will give us 665.55. That's just finding a percentage of something and subtracting. Right, for part B, he buys a paddle, it costs $95. Now he thinks the exchange rate is this. So I'm going to work out what it is. So if I do 95 divided by 1.183, that's just using rules of currency exchange, that gives me how much it is if that was the currency exchange rate. And that's 80.30, so that's what it would be in euro. So then I'll add on the 1.02 and that gives me 80.32. And that's what that's what it is then. That's what it would cost, that's what it does cost in euro. So that has to be equal to 95 divided by the actual one. Because when you do 95 divided by the actual one, it should give us 80.32. So then 95 is equal to 80.32d, and then bring over the 80.32. So 95 divided by 80.32 should give us what d is. So that's equal to, we'll have to round it off. So it's about 117 when it's rounded off. So $117. Right, so this is distance, speed, time question. They're asking how long, so they're asking for the time. So the time is the distance over the speed. If we just take the first bit from S to A, so from S to A, the distance is 2, and the speed is from S to A, he's kayaking there, so that's 6. And then from A to F, well, the distance is 8 and the speed then is 12. So it's 2 over 6. That's how long it takes. So 2 over 6 is how long it takes him to kayak, and then 8 over 12 is how long it takes him to run. So if we add the two of those things together, that just gives me 1, so 1 hour. So that's all. Then how long does it take him to kayak straight from S to F? So S to F, it's a right angle triangle, so I can use Pythagoras to work out the distance from S to F. So 2 squared plus 8 squared is equal to SF squared. That's 4 plus 64 is equal to SF squared. 68 is equal to SF squared. So SF is equal to square root of 68. I'll just leave it as root 68 because we'll be using it now in a second. Again, it's how long, so time is equal to distance over speed. That's equal to the distance now we know is root 68, and the speed is, well, he's just kayaking. So I assume we just use the kayaking speed, which is 6. And if you just use calculator, that just gives us 82 minutes. That's it. Right, so the next part, it's similar enough things that we're using again to get from S to B, if I was trying to get the again, time is equal to distance over speed. We're looking for the distance and the speed again. The distance from S to B, if I was to try find that, I would have to do x squared plus 2 squared, basically. And then whatever I get, and then square root it, the same as I used Pythagoras up above. Therefore, that is just going to be root x squared plus 4. So I'm going to use that for the distance. That's root x squared plus 4. All over the speed again, because he's still kayaking, it's still going to be 6, isn't it? Yeah. And then it's just a matter of, so the distance then, we're going to do, so that what I've just done S to B. So SB. Now I'm doing B to F. So B to F. From B to F, the distance would be the full 8, take away the X. So it would be 8, take away X. That's the distance. And the speed, because we're running still, the speed that he runs at is 12. So that's it. And then you're just adding those two things together. And that's an expression in X uh, for the time it'll take him to run those two. Right, this bit then, they actually differentiate this for you. So the bit we got above differentiated is what it has here. Now at a minimum, you'll know that at a maximum or a minimum we differentiate and let equal to 0. Well, it has it equal to 0 here actually. I didn't even need to say that. So x over 6 root x squared plus 4 is equal to 1 over 12. And I would cross multiply then, it's the easiest way to solve. So x multiplied by 12 is 12x is equal to 6 root x squared plus 4. Then I can bring across the 6 and divide it. We get 2x is equal to root x squared plus 4. I can square both sides. 4x squared is equal to x squared. Oops. X squared plus 4. And we get 3x squared is equal to 4. And then x squared is equal to 4 over 3. And x is equal to square root of 4 over 3. That's it. Now they actually wanted to give it the corrected 3 decimal places. So if you use the calculator, that's 1.155. And that's it. And last part, so there are no other values of x from 0 to 8 for which that is 0. So therefore that means that it only has the minimum point. So it can't have a maximum and a minimum basically. So it can't be A or it can't be B because they have maximums and minimums. So A and B have maximums and minimums. So it can't be either of them. So it has to be either C or D. Now what's going on with C is that it's not really ever touching the y-axis and it's not really ever touching that line there. It's kind of leveling off there. So C can't be C and it has to be D because D has the minimum point there and it's intersecting the graph there and it keeps going. So there's no asymptote there. So sorry, D.